It's kind of hot, and interestingly, yesterday was supposed to be about 80 degrees. So I definitely dressed appropriately, and it was not. It was about, I mean, it got into the 70s, but now we're getting spoiled. And now 70s is starting to feel like the 60s or the 50s. And so it was kind of chilly to me. But today they did say it's going to be rather warm, and I guess I should have believed them. Probably need to take off my jacket. But in the meantime, I'm here and I hope you all are doing well. And thank you for tuning in. Whether you are here live or watching the replay, be sure to come back. And I know this is information that I'm sharing that you may have to marinate, and after some time, you may think about some things. And if that does happen, come back over and leave me a comment and so that we can continue that conversation. I see Sassy just walked into the building. I hope you all get your pen and paper ready because I do want to share some information that hopefully you will be able to implement into your life. Definitely give you something to think about. And again, don't keep this information to yourself. Share it with your circle, share it with your family, your friends, those young people in your life that are just getting started. A lot of people are feeling discouraged. There's a lot of changes happening. People are losing their jobs, their businesses, and it's a lot of uncertainty. And I was listening to some content last night. Some of it was, news from the newscasters or news anchors or whatever, and then some were just from content creators. And it's a lot of doom and gloom that's going on. People are talking about what's going to happen, what's to come, with especially with the tariffs and how it's going to impact us all financially. But at the same time, we can't just lay down and just receive it and accept it. What are we going to do? How are we going to be competitive in this change? What are we going to do to make ourselves more attractive to opportunities? If you are finding that your business is closing, you losing clients because the clients may have lost their jobs and can no longer pay your consulting fees or whatever you are providing for them. Maybe your business is downsizing or they're realizing, we can't continue business as usual and they're just making some shifts. Maybe they have brought in AI or some technology that is going to take over what you do. And they're realizing, you know what? We just invested X amount of hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars in this technology, and it can do what three people in our business could do. And we are saving in the long term, we're going to be saving. And you find yourself getting that tap on the shoulder, and you're like, yo, what? And so, when those things happen, yes, it's going to hurt, it's going to sting, it's going to be painful, but you have to keep moving. And this all of this that I'm sharing with you has been motivated by one of my cousins actually that watches my content. So shout out to you, Stephen, if you're watching this one, because he knows that I'm all about workforce development, career readiness, entrepreneurship. And if you also didn't know, this channel is about real life, real issues, and real talk. And when the layoffs started to happen on the federal level, he was like, yo, cuz, you're going to have your work cut out for you because, so many people in mid to upper level positions, not just entry level, are out here and they're just walking around like, yo, what are we going to do? What's really going on? And he said, you're going to have your work cut out for you, how, to support people, to help them, to provide them with resources and information. And he was right. But that's the thing about me. I love a great challenge. I'm one that gets it from the bottom and bring it to the top. And so that's why, the other day I brought you information about AI and different career opportunities that are going to surface now because of it. So it's not about discrediting or counting yourself out of the game. No, you just got to play the game differently. The game is always going to be the game, but you have to know that sometimes you have to pivot within it. Maybe you have to play a different position. You may have started out as a tight end, tall and thin, but then as you matured, you got thicker and they said, listen, we need you to be an O lineman. We need you to be a D lineman because you have more girth, you have more wisdom, you have more strength. So you have to know that even through these times, you have more girth, you have more experience, you have more strength. So you may have to change your position to be that much more effective. And I see Team Deep Water. Cultivating, good morning to you. Thank you for coming in. Sassy, you're saying it's 30 degrees now? What? 48 the high? Oh my goodness. No, we rocking in the high 70s, low 80s over here in the Carolinas. But it's going to come to you soon. It's going to come. So I wrote down these notes because I don't have a lot of time, unfortunately, today. You know, this was a slow moving morning for me, but I did want to come on here and provide you with this information. And again, I hope that you can implement it in your life, share it with others, and discuss. Don't just listen to this and let it go in one ear and not the other. Let it marinate in between and determine, like, what are some of the skills that I do have and how is it aligned with what Coach Sherry was just saying? And I hope that you have your pen and paper ready so you could take down the notes, or you could just come back and pause, rewind, whatever you have to do to capture the information. And I see Denny Jen is in the building. Good morning to you. Good morning. Or good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're tuning in from. Good day. Okay, so the five skills that will give you a competitive advantage, and that's just, in your workplace, in your business, okay? The first one is critical thinking and problem solving. You have to be a critical thinker. You have to know that there are problems, there are gaps in everything. And what how can you support that? What can you do to fill those gaps? What do you know? What problems can you solve? What situations have you encountered that are similar to those problems? Because we've all seen it before, and it's just about remembering when and how and what did you do in that time. So, when you are a critical thinker and a problem solver, you really want to focus on evaluating information from a different perspective. That's why, what's his name? Ross Perot. Remember Ross Perot? He actually ran for president years ago, and he had multi-million dollar businesses, billion-dollar businesses. And, when you have businesses that are thriving like that, you would think, oh, he probably has the top MBA, people working for him, people high in the game with business. But he always employed people that had an art background, that were artists, because they were critical thinkers. They were looking at things from a different perspective, a more creative perspective. So even if you are not familiar with that industry or whatever you're encountering, you have some experience, a different perspective that you can bring to that table and to that situation. The next is you want to develop innovative solutions to unique challenges. We have some real unique challenges going on right now, and you need to dig deep and be innovative. And one way you might say, well, Coach Sherry, I just feel like I'm in a brain fog. We all had brain fog, especially if you had C-19. What? I don't know what that thing did, but a lot of people I hear have brain fog. A lot of people say, I just can't even think right now. It's just so much going on. And you're right. When you have a lot of things going on in your life, it is hard to think. It is hard to be critically thinking. It's hard to be innovative. It's hard to solve problems. So, you know what you have to do? You're going to have to meditate. You're going to have to take some time every day. And Queen's Alchemy had said it best, at least 5 minutes a day and think of nothing. Just clear your mind and let just nothing go through it so that it can refresh you, and it will, and you'll find that you'll be more innovative and be more creative for sure. The second key skill that you need to have a competitive advantage is emotional intelligence, and that's EQ. I am such a huge proponent. I'm such a huge fan of emotional intelligence. Everything in life begins and starts right there. It begins and starts with you. How are you? What are your biases? What are your barriers? What are the things that you have um these thoughts about that's keeping you from moving forward? What are your beliefs? What are they, and how can you switch them and be more appropriate for that particular situation and not bring baggage, thinking that it's going to be same old, or not being open to new people because they're just not like you. I know the song, they're not like us, but that's not it. We need everyone to be different. So I used to be a coach for EQ at work, and that was helping businesses with emotional intelligence for all of their employees. So to do that, the key aspects of it is to have good communication and active listening skills. So it's more than just you listening to someone playing double dutch, just waiting for your turn to jump in, not really listening to them, just really focusing on what you're going to say next. No, you will have to be present and listen to what they're saying, being able to effectively and impactfully say what you mean and mean what you say as well. Also, conflict resolution and collaboration. You have to realize it's all hands on deck. We're not in this alone. Finding those partners, networking, and finding people that you can continue to grow with, that are aligned with what you're trying to do too. And listen, they always say two heads are better than one. So have them all at the table and figure out, how can we do this? It's like yesterday I had a roundtable meeting discussion for a new position that I'm making into one of my programs. And I invited my external partners to hear more about it, because once it's posted, I'm going to need their help for recruitment. So it's more than just posting and praying. It's about cross collaboration, hearing what they're doing, what is it that they're doing that you can use, what is it that you're doing that they can use, and doing it together. Building relationships and managing your emotions effectively. Building relationships are so important. It's more than just meeting someone for the first time and then it's one and done and that's it. No, it's the follow up, the follow through. Just like here on YouTube, when you connect with new content creators, yes, you connected with them maybe because YouTube suggested that one video from them, but always go back and see what else they're talking about. Stay connected. Don't just get connected, but you want to stay connected too. The third is creativity and innovation. And with that, you should develop a creative thinking for designing products, services, and solutions. What are some of the platforms that you're using? What are some of the templates that you may have created to be more innovative with what you're doing? When you talk about your products, your services, how are you talking about it? What aspects of it are you highlighting and focusing on? Also, you want to have artistic or design skills for industries like marketing, entertainment, or architecture. When we talk about AI is going to have a challenge with some of these things. And that's why, as humans, there is just some things that AI will not be able to do. But if you're not honing those skills yourself, then AI is going to take over. If you're going to lay down and not continue to play your best, AI is going to take over. The fourth is adaptability and learning agility and language. No, I'm sorry, and learning agility. And the key traits for that is to have openness to change and new technology. Again, some people don't like the change, especially with technology. They're kicking and screaming when it comes to AI. They're like, I ain't going. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to learn it. It's not going to take me. I mean, I've literally heard people say that. If I say to them, oh, have you tried this platform or this new tool? They were like, I ain't going nowhere near that. They don't have to worry about me. And I'm like, okay, well, you're going to have to worry about them. So be open to change and be a lifelong learner. Develop that habit. I'm so shocked at how many people don't read anymore. They don't read anymore. And I get it. It takes time to read, but you know what? Reading can be part of your meditation. It absolutely can be. Because when you are immersed into a book, you are in a new story, you are in a new time, a place. And that gives you an opportunity to just kind of explore something different, something new outside of what you're going through. It takes you away. Remember those commercials, Calgon, take me away. Well, that's what books can do. It can take you away, and you'll find that you'll have a fresh set of eyes when you put that book down. You'll find that you'll have more creativity, more thoughts, more angles of how you're going to see things. Even if it's a fiction story, there's some elements in there that you can also use in your real life. Listen, reading is fundamental, and it's making a comeback. I've noticed new bookstores are popping up. We have a place here outside of Charlotte. It's called Concord, and they have a huge outlet store or mall called called Concord Mills. And in Concord Mills, they have a big bookstore called Books a Million, and I'm sure you've heard of it. But across the street, like across the lanes, because there's multiple lanes, and they have other strip malls and such all around it. But right across from Concord Mills, they just put up a new Barnes and Noble. So you're not going to tell me that something is going on with reading when they are putting two bookstores right in the same vicinity. Something is going on. So you don't want that new information, that good information. You don't want it to leave you behind because you refuse to read a book. You think it's a joke. It's not. You really need to open that book, crack that book open. And it's more than just those audio books. Try and get the tangible ones. And if you are saying, well, Coach Sherry, books are expensive, and they are, go to the library. Library cards are free. And in some places, your library card will also give you access to other things. I know in New York, you can go to museums and really be exposed to a lot of great things just with your library card. All right. The next is data literacy. So I talked about digital literacy the other day, and that is definitely something that we all have to be sure that our skills are sharp with. But with data literacy, you should develop basic data analyst skills. And some of the platforms will be, or some of the items will be Excel, Tableau, or Python. And I'm becoming familiar with those. We just hired a data analyst on our team, and those are some of the tools that they use to tell our story, to capture our numbers, capture our information so we can tell the story. And that's the thing with data literacy. You want to understand data, the visualization of it, because it is about storytelling. Everything you do, you got to figure out, how am I going to tell the story? In marketing, they always say people tell, stories sell. So how are you telling the story about what you have to offer? Why are you there? What is the impact? Who is it going to empower? What is the ROI? What is the why should someone want it? Why should someone be interested in it? And be familiar with AI tools and algorithms to collaborate effectively with AI systems. Don't be afraid of AI, collaborate with it. It can be a great tool, so become familiar with it and how to use it. Again, YouTube University is a great place. A lot of content creators are talking about AI. I need to do my lips, sorry. A lot of content creators are talking about how to use AI effectively, but also, like I mentioned before, the community colleges, AI is becoming an associate degree. You can also take certification classes regarding AI, become certified, put that on your resume. You can also take one-off courses just to get a basic understanding of it. All right. And so, oh, that was number 5. I actually have 10, but I knew that I didn't have a lot of time today, so I didn't want to overwhelm you with it. But I hope you got all of those 5 skills that will give you a competitive advantage today. And those are things, whether you have your perfect job, your dream job, your forever job, quote unquote, or if you have just been laid off, if you're in between positions, between jobs, you're pivoting, or if you have lost your business and you don't know what you're going to do next. If you have a business and you know you need to do something next to keep it relevant, these are skills that are going to help you in all of those arenas. All right. So you just need to keep on focusing on developing skills that emphasize your strengths, and also to gain technical proficiency. So again, I told you, you have those strengths. You probably got stronger. You might be out of position. And so you might need to figure out, well, if I'm going to play a new position, what am I going to do? And these skills will help you figure out, what are you going to do? So you tell me, what are you going to do? And what skill resonated with you the most, that you are like, you know what, Coach Sherry, I'm going to brush up on that, or I had no idea about that. I need to implement that somehow. I'm gonna learn more about it. What is it? But listen, we got to keep moving. If you stand still, you're gonna go down and sink to the bottom. You have to keep treading water. I know you're treading right now, but you eventually want to swim to shore. You want to start moving your arms, move your legs, but you have to keep moving and take action. Loving Myself is in the building. Good morning. Good morning to you. Wonderful to see you. And let me see, Lakshmi Purhoit, hello. Black Beauty official VP salute. Good morning to you. Thanks for being here. I appreciate everyone for stopping by here and for leaving me a comment. If you're checking me out live, be sure to give this live a thumbs up. If you're watching the replay, be sure to leave me a comment so we can continue the conversation down there if you have any other questions. But I will be coming back at another time to give you 5 more skills that will continue to give you that competitive edge. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. It's been my pleasure. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Today is Friday Eve. It's Thursday and it's Friday Eve. It's the first Thursday in April. And, listen, smell the roses, stop and meditate, clear your mind, your body, your spirit so that you can be more innovative and creative. I hope that this message really resonated with you. But always remember, practice, practice every day. So when you get in, you will always play to win. I am Coach Sherry.